Hello everyone, welcome back to the Doers channel. So we are here with another class, and at first I will tell you something that the Doers Warrior Academy is a online platform where the students who are preparing for the entrance exam of Jowar Navodaya English. This platform is for those students who are interested or who wants to clear the entrance exam of Jowar Navodaya English, because here the Doers in Warrior Academy YouTube channel or Doers Warrior Academy app, we will teach you the subject wise classes of the entry, like math, reasoning, and the language paper. Language paper, there are three languages which are Poli, English, and history, and I will take the language classes. So, without wasting time, we will start today's class. So, at first, we will at first we'll read the passage. So today's passage is: there was a small and beautiful so there was a small and beautiful village. The men of that village were very lazy. And the men of that very and the men of that village were very lazy. They do not do any work. They didn't go. They didn't. They didn't. They did not do any work. And the men were so lazy that they did not do work. Every morning they had their breakfast and gathered in. So the men of that village, every morning they had their breakfast and they gathered in. They spent the day telling each other stories, and they spent their days by telling each other stories, not doing any work. They returned home only at lunch and dinner time, and they only return home when it is lunch and dinner time. That means they only come to eat, and they do not do any work in the home. Women had to take all the responsibilities, and the women of that village have to take all the responsibilities, because the men of that village were very lazy. They did not do any work, and they did not help the women of that village. They cooked food, cleaned the house, and sent the children to school. And the women of that village, they cook foods, and they cleaned house and sent their children to school. So the all the works is done by the women of that village. They worked in fields, took the crops to the market, and managed everything. And they also worked in fields and took the crops to the market and managed everything. They were very sad because of all this, and the women of that village were very sad because of all this. Because the men were very lazy, they do not help the woman with any kind of work. Like if they not they the men of that village were very lazy, that they do not do any work. The women of that village were very sad of that. So the passage is done. Now we will solve the question. The first question is: what did the men do when they gathered in? What did the men when they gathered in groups? Options are: they played cards, they sang songs, they shared stories, they did not. They did nothing. So the men shared stories each other when the men gathered in. So option number three is the correct answer. Next, the man returned home only when. So when does the man of that village return home? So the options are: their children called them, they were hungry, the woman worked, they were ashamed. So the men returned home only when they were hungry. That means they only go to their home to eat. Option number two is the correct answer. Next, what was not in the village? So, what thing was not in that village or was not present in that village? Options are school, fields, children, river. So, this passage we learn that the women of that village sent their children to school. That means the school was present in that village, and they also work in fields. That means the field is also in the village. And next, children. So the women have to send their children to school. That means they have childrens also. So the last option which is left, that is river, is the correct answer. River was not in that village. Next, the opposite word for lazy is. So what is the opposite word of lazy? Lazy means the person who do not do anything or do not do any work. So what is the opposite of lazy? Options are healthy, strong, active, brave. The opposite word of lazy is active, because the person who is lazy, that means he is not doing any work, he is only sitting. And the opposite word is active, because active means um, something or someone who is very active, he is doing all the work. So the opposite of lazy is active. Option number 3. The women were very sad because. So why were the women was very sad? So the options are their children were naughty, they were very poor, they had to do everything, they their village was small. So the correct answer is they had to do everything. So the women were very sad because they have to do everything, because their husbands uh, or the men of that village will not help them in any work. The option number 3 is the correct answer. So option number 3 is the correct answer. Next, we will see what more other questions can ask from the passage. The first question is, what kind of men were in that small and beautiful village? So, there was a small and beautiful village. The men of that village were lazy. So, the men of that village were very lazy. Then, what was the morning activity of the men of that village? So, the answer is every morning they had their breakfast and gathered in. Question: how the men of that village spent their day? The answer is they spent the day telling each other stories. Next question: when the lazy man returned home? The answer is they returned home only at lunch and dinner time. Question: so who takes all the responsibilities in that village? The answer is women had to take all the responsibilities. So what work do the women do? The answer is they cooked food, cleaned the house, and sent the children to school. These are the questions asked in your exam, so read these questions carefully. Now we will do some synonym of words. The first word is beautiful. Okay? And what is this beautiful? The synonyms are attractive and pretty. So these are the synonyms of attractive, synonym of beautiful. Beautiful means someone who is very pretty and someone who is attractive. Next, next is antonym. What are the antonyms of beautiful? So the antonym is ugly. Ugly is not beautiful or unattractive. These are the antonym of beautiful. Next word of lazy is are ideal or active. These are the of lazy. Synonym lazy is ideal. He is not doing, is not active. And the antonym of lazy is active and energetic. These are the antonyms of lazy. Next word is gathered. So, what are the synonyms of gathered? Are get together, or assemble are the synonyms of gathered. Now the antonym. What are the antonym of gathered? The antonyms are scatter, scatter or separated. These are the antonym of gathered. Next word is responsibility. And this is duty or commitment. So the duty and commitment are the of responsibility. And the antonym. So what are the antonym of responsibility? The antonym is irresponsibility. So these are the antonym of. Next word is sad. And the synonym of sad is unhappy, sorrowful. The antonym is happy or cheerful. These are the antonyms of sad. That's it for today's class. Hope you like this class. If you like our class, then do like, share, subscribe for the academy. And if you want to, if you want to join us or want to purchase our online courses, then you contact us. Then you can contact us in the given number. Our Doers for Academy app is also available in the Play Store. So if you are interested, pass the entrance exam of NVS school. So do contact us and purchase our online courses where in the app of Doers for Academy you will get live classes just free mock tests and recorded classes. So if you are interested, then do contact us in the given number. The next class. Thank you.